Welcome one and all to the Stock Up Podcast YouTube channel. My name is Alex. I'm here to do a little gameplay with my Mardu discard deck. This deck is built around Hardened Academic, a new card from Secrets of Strixhaven. Basically, this card is a very efficient enabler for graveyard activities, and for discard activities in the case of Monument to Endurance. So we're a graveyard-focused deck. Well, we're a little bit of both. We're a graveyard deck, so we've got Karai, Future of the Foot, and Ray of the Moth to reanimate some big fatties that we'll be discarding into the yard. Or we also have this, secondary plan of just being a graveyard aggro deck that abuses Monument to Endurance. This means that it's not super easy to sideboard against us. We don't just lose to Graveyard Hate, but also we don't just lose to artifact removal and cheap creature removal because we have some big fatties. So that's the idea. Again, the centerpiece of the deck is Hardened Academic. We're going to see how it does. If you'd like to watch me build this deck, I built this deck in another video that's going to be on the channel, the Mardu discard deck guide. So for now, let's go ahead and hop into a match. Okay, we found somebody on the ranked ladder here, Tohei. Looks like our opponent is number 140, so they're probably not messing around. Let's see if we can beat them. This hand's fine. We do need to draw a third land. That's its biggest problem. We're playing 25 land. There's not a ton of options for us to play cards that help us hit line drops. We could have some Fear of Missing Outs. We don't really have those, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Unfortunately, our tap land, we drew it on turn 2, so we're not able to play it on turn 3 for Monument. Okay, so opponent has Undercity Sewers, so they're blue-black. They have Emeritus, or they like a blue-black control deck, maybe. There's not a ton of cards that can counter Monument to Endurance. In theory, they could play a flash creature to block our Iron Shield Elf, in which case I would want to play Monument first, but if I played Monument and they used removal spell, I'd have to discard first. So let me just attack. And it does look like they're considering using a removal spell, but decided against it. So we'll see if they take 3. They're taking 3, looks like. Oh, maybe. Okay. Go ahead and play our Monument to Endurance here, and we'll see if it gets countered. Hopefully not, obviously. And then if it doesn't, I will probably go ahead and discard Ray of the Moth to draw a card. And then on their turn, we could discard another thing to draw another card. Okay, they play a Swamp. And Winter Night Story is interesting. So all black lands, Winter Night Stories, and Emeritus kind of makes me think that they might be, the Doomsday deck. So let's go ahead and discard this Burst Lightning to draw a card end of turn. And then let's see, if they were to reanimate this next turn, how would we beat it? I don't think impending this next turn is going to be great. I'm probably going to play the Monument next turn. So do I want to just nug them for 3 maybe? Yeah, probably. Try to get this game over with. Take my turn, and I'll play another Monument here. Academic. Playing Monument is better, I think. Go ahead and do that and attack. And let's discard this elf to draw 2 cards. Okay. And then we could discard, we could discard the Bloodcast to do 6. And then on their turn, discard another card to do 6. And then when it came back to our turn again, we would deal another 6. So that's why they conceded. Okay. Mono black, blue black, heavy black demons. Burst Lightning is not very good. Bitter Triumph could be okay. Strategic Betrayal. It's a little awkward because they could discard the demon and not have a creature in play, and then I'd have to be forced to play it. I'm definitely going to board in the Thoughtstalker Warlock. What does Lorehold Charm do for me? Not much. I could have Duress. That would be okay. I think I mostly like my other stuff. How good is Valgavoth in play against them? Probably pretty good. Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't be good for her to get it in play. It's really just, do I want Duress? And if anything, I would think Duress would be better going second. So I have a little bit more cards to work with. You know, being on the draw, I'm up a card, essentially. Although I do still want maximum speed against them. I don't really want the game to turn into a resource battle, because they'll probably win. Unless I have Monument in play. In which case, Duress is going to force through Monument. Although I guess not really, right? Because their answer to Monument is probably not really going to be counter spells, but more so discard spells. Well, they could have a null. Yeah, I think Carnosaur's not really going to do anything, so I'll have a couple Duress over Carnosaur for the first game, and then we'll see how that goes. Okay, I like their avatar. It's cute. All right, so this hand, it's not quite as good as our last one. We don't have Monument, but we have 2 lands, a 2-drop. It's a little hard to mulligan. You can play Academic, turn 1 attack. Okay, our hand's pretty redundant. This doesn't do much. They could take Karai, I guess. Okay, they do decide to take Karai. Now I have the option of duressing them, but I'm just going to play a creature. I'll play the Academic. Next turn, I could discard the Orb Weaver, get it into play, and still duress them, even if I don't draw a land. Okay, they have a land into stock up. Already, we got to get this game over with. They're drawn extra cards. Okay. Didn't draw land, but a Monument's going to be good. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and duress them. Deceit can bounce our guy, stock up. They already have 2 drawing spells. I'm probably just going to take Heck. Yeah. It's like the most different and useful and cheap spell they have. They're tapped out, so I don't mind just doing this now. Give this lifelink, give this a counter. And then I have an option to discard another card, probably just this Rite of the Moth, to draw a card. Or to give it a counter, rather. Attack and pass. Yeah, so we ended up going with just 3 of these and no Fear of Missing Outs, even though they're legendary. Obviously, Fear of Missing Out could have maybe tried to let me hit a land drop there. So they each have their own benefits. This creature's slightly more aggressive. Okay, they're tutoring a card at the top of their deck, but they're not drawing any cards. So that makes me think they probably just have a sweeper of some sort. Karai is interesting. So there's no sweeper. Well, they could have Day of Black Sun. Could kill Karai, unfortunately. Not like I can get into play, but yeah. I guess they could have gotten a land. They could have a land, gotten it. I mean, they almost certainly have a sweeper. So I think, unfortunately, I'm just stuck attacking for 6 and passing. I really do need a land here to play my Monument. At least this way, if they have a sweeper, I can play the Academic and another Orb Weaver. My hand's kind of face up at this point, but what are you going to do? They could play Deceit, sure. They're going to make me discard my Monument. Darn. If I'd drawn a land, I could have gotten in play. Okay, so I lose Monument. And they stock up. I actually have lethal here. So I reckon that was a mistake. They probably should have taken my Academic. I need a land to have lethal, actually. Darn. If I just drawn a land, I can play this, Mayhem this, Legend Rule, keep the one that can attack, and they would take 10. Rough. All right, well, with no land, I guess I just attack for 6, put him to 3, then I still need to draw a land. What does this do? Like, if they were to Wrath, I could maybe discard this, attack them for 7. That doesn't sound so great. All right. Gonna be hard to win without our 3rd land here, but we're doing our best. There's Day of Black Sun. Hopefully they don't have a Requiting Hex. Still no land. All right, I don't see a point into playing this. Go to 1, but I still don't have a land. Might as well play the Elf, although they're going to play this 6/6. So maybe I just need to present a Menace 3-power creature. Thing is I can play the Elf there to play 6/6. I could still peel a land to win. Whereas if I just present a menace creature, they could just remove it, and then I no longer have lethal with this. All right. Play elf. Let's see if we can draw our third land. Turn 7 here. Doomsday. We do still lose if they have a hex, even if we draw a land. But that's just how it's going to be. Still no land. All right, well, we would have won this game many turns ago if we drew a land. All right, now what? They attack me with this, and I only lose 4 of my cards, so I'll still have another turn. So what card do I want to play this turn? Maybe the Weaver? Question mark? Since it's menace? Sure. There's no reason to attack here, but there's also no reason not to, so whatever. This lets me leave up a mana, you know, which doesn't matter, but I guess they don't know that in theory. Okay. Play this guy. Discarding Karai. So they can't win with the Reef this turn. They basically have to buy themselves a turn before they can win. If they have Hex, they do have Hex. Darn. So they go to 5. They leave the Excruciator back to block. Although I guess if I draw a land, I can play Monument and win. Emeritus does not quite beat me. Although it almost does. Need a land. No land. All right. Fine. If we drew a land, we play Monument. Discard a card, they lose 3. And then on their upkeep, we would actually lose because they... No, I have 4 cards, and then I just do it again. They lose. All right. Game 3. Don't want to change anything. Strategic Betrayal would have been okay there. Oh, I guess Betrayal might just be better than Bitter Triumph. Although Bitter Triumph lets me discard. But sometimes I might cast this to hit their graveyard and have it be good. Triumph's also an instant, which would definitely matter. Am I supposed to have Burn instead? Would have won that game with Burn too. I don't think so. I could have Max Duress. It's not bad to be able to clear a blocker, but it's also not like that useful. Especially a ward creature blocker. Yeah, you know, let's do this. Let's do a Duress and a Strategic Betrayal. And see how that goes. Okay, definitely play first. This is definitely on the weaker side of hand. We don't have any of our enablers, but we do have 3 colors and a Duress. You know, that's something. I am going to Duress turn 1 because I'm going to curve out. And sure, take a Hex. I mean, Hex isn't that good against Bloodghast, so that's fine. Player Bloodghast. I definitely wish this Rite of the Moth was a Karai. I wonder if I should have just like 1 Rite of the Moth and 3 Karai, something like that. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and attack. And if they let me damage them, I can play Warlock, which is pretty nice. Do they have a response? I mean, they could Hex the Bloodghast. It's not the worst. It won't start getting haste until they're at less than 10 life. Shoot the Sheriff the Bloodghast. Oh, they can't shoot this because it's a Warlock. Funny. Could take Doomsday. It costs 6. And it lets them peel a Spider-Man. So let's take Hex so our Moon Shadow lives. We don't have anything to make our Moon Shadows bigger than a 1/1, but hey. Go ahead and play them. Get our Bloodghast. So we'll put them to 10, so Bloodghast will be turned on. This game's really going to come down to what they can peel off the top of their deck here. Our best draw would be... They drew 4/4. We draw Monuments. definitely just attacking. The only thing they could block is Bloodghast, and that'll grow the Moon Shadows. Play Monument. You know, Ride the Moth is maybe a card we should have sided out in this matchup. Just because we're so pinned down into being the aggressor that it's not terribly useful. Now that we've got them down to 10, I'm going to hold the Verge because I can make a haste Bloodcast in case they were to Wrath. This only targets my graveyard, right? Yeah. That's how these effects usually are. They have Black Sun, that's unfortunate. So they found their sweeper. Bloodghast gets him down to 4 here. All right, so we need one of our discard a card effects, which we have a lot of. So hopefully we can draw one of those. Mountain. Not what I wanted. Let's bring Bloodghast back and attack them. And then we will Rite of the Moth, the Thoughtstalker Warlock. Take a look-see. More Kavero. So no matter what I do, they're going to get a Doomsday. This one would be a 6/6. Oh, but this one will Legendary Rule. Yeah, okay. So we take that. Then they'll play their Demon. If we draw away to discard a card, they lose. Because we can make them lose 3 life with the Monument. Okay. Oh, it's not Legendary? Its name is Kavero, but it's a copy, so it's not Legendary. Gotcha. Okay, well, we're pretty dead then, because we didn't draw anything. Guess I have 1 turn. So let's get back. Moon Shadow, it's just the only thing we can do. Attack with Bloodghast. And Warlock. Does that make sense? This forces through 2 damage. Makes this a 2/2. This forces a block, makes this a 2/2, and then I have 2 menace guys. So yeah, this is better. Attack with Bloodghast. And I do win on board. So we'll see what they have. Again, they can mill me for 4. But then I'll still be able to draw 1 card. So, yeah, they need a removal spell because I have 2 menace creatures and they have 3 blockers. And I have a Bloodghast. They drew Deceit. Yeah, that's going to beat me. Only have 1 menace creature and a blocker, but they have the exact right number of blockers. Oh, they hit the Monument? Wait, don't they lose? Take action. Spin this. Oh, no, because they have just enough blockers still. Because they can go to 2. Yeah. Fair. Yeah. Needed to draw a spell in the last 4 turns. Okay, good games. So they attack with the Reef and I lose. All right. Well, I think the deck performed decently well there, you know. I mean, like, I drew a little poorly. But, yeah. We'll see you for the next round. Okay, round 2 with our Mardu discard deck. Up against the Newtonian Nerd here. Definitely play first. And... okay. I mean, this hand's not very good, right? But it has all 3 of our colors. And... look at that. Maybe I'll be able to reanimate that on turn 4. Or that Carnosaur. Up against black-green. Okay, this is one of the color combinations that got a huge buff from this set, I would say. There's a lot of good cards on black-green. Studious First Year, sure. So if I don't give them 2 mana, they can't Rampant Growth. So yeah, let's go ahead and just do that. And then see what they do, and on our next turn, presumably, we will just Rite of the Moth back the Carnosaur, since that's a pretty big play. I suppose if they played a really powerful creature, I could... no, okay. So, Rite of the Moth. Boom. What do we hit? Not a Bloodghast, please. All right. Luckily, we were able to put that in our hand, so that's nice. It's not quite the same as Cascade. Okay. Nothing. I mean, they are a very controlling deck. They could easily just have a removal spell here. Let's go ahead and attack. No removal? They take 7. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna... They could easily have a 5-mana Wrath if I were to play a creature, so I think I'm happy enough to impend. Deal 4 to the face, and then have this become a creature later. And play my tap land. It's funny, this Valkavoth, you know, not looking great because we didn't have a discard outlet. But we already have 6 lands, and the game, if I don't win, might go long. So this might be a game where we cast it and it's actually good, which is funny. There's cover up, and luckily they didn't have the evidence space, so we got to keep our Right of the Moth. Let's see. So I could harden Academic, sneak in Karai, and get back Valkavoth, which seems worth it to me. So we go harden Academic, shock, discard Valgi, give lifelink, attack, and sneak. Boom. Huh? Valgi? Yeah. That was a good draw, huh? Harden Academic, doing some work. All right, so hopefully we just cross our fingers, not another Wrath. Valkavoth's going to be pretty unbeatable if they don't have a Wrath. All right, fair enough. One top deck to another. So now if I draw an untapped land, I win unless they have a Hex. Because I've got 6 points here. This just costs 5 to do 4. What are they doing? They took Right of the Moth. Yeah. Oh, it's tough. That's tough. Deadly Cover Up's a particularly good Wrath there too, because it takes my reanimation spell. If it had just been a regular Day Judgment Mirror, we draw a useless card. All right. Can I attack you for 2, please? No, they're not allowing it. They have all the answers. Okay. Oh, they have a life gain spell. Let's see. I hope they gain life, actually. Not draw a card. They draw a card. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to Bitter Triumph the Fell, obviously, but then they're still at too high of a life total. Core probably means they have Annex in their deck. So let's answer that. Monument. Sure, play Monument. See if they can deal with this Overlord. Wouldn't be surprised if they could. But I would like to win the game, so please don't. Yeah, all right. So let's see. They've got a 3/3 and a 4/4, and I'm at 12. So we got to find something here. Moon Shadow. I mean, it's a menace 1/1. They get attack them. They have to leave back both their creatures. Oh, this one has vigilance. Okay. Put us to 9, sure. Oh, this game is so close. So I'd probably just go Burst Lightning face here, because I could draw another Burst Lightning or an Overlord or something, or a removal spell to kill one of those guys to get through my Moon Shadow. Okay, they're decently likely to have discard spells, so I'm just going to play this. And so they have 4 mana. They could animate this and double block Moon Shadow. Such a close game. Oh. Yeah, that pretty much locks it up for them, I think. I could draw... No, I can't even draw Karai. I could draw a Red Overlord or a Burst Lightning. That would do it. One time? Blood Gas. Nope. All right. Wait a second. Yeah, they're at 4. All right. Good games. So they had multiple mana rocks. So Braid wouldn't be bad. What does this do? This is essentially like an Abrade, but instead of the second mode being 3 damage to a creature, it's return one of my creatures to the battlefield and one of my cheap creatures. So that's fine. And yeah, Braid. Warlock would be good. Definitely don't want Burst Lightning. Bitter Triumph was fine. I mean, to be fair, I don't know that I want to go after their mana rocks so much. This stuff was all fine. Valgavoth is not good against Deadly Cover-Up. That's true. Had this been Knights of the Round, we would have won. Maybe it should be. I mean, Knights of the Round is pretty nice. The whole Rite of the Moth thing is so much worse against Deadly Cover-Up. I think I might just take it out. Have it at rest. Let's try this. This definitely feels like a worse matchup than the blue-black deck, which was our last match. They just have more tools and a lot of life gain. Mulligan. Yeah, this hand's okay. Do I want one Iron Shield, one Abrade, or two Iron Shields? I think I'll keep the Abrade. I mean, they had two different 3-mana rocks. And I think killing one of those would slow them down more. Let's play Elf. And let's see how it goes. No land. That's unfortunate. I don't know about Moonshadow in this deck. It's been a little underwhelming. We haven't had it on turn 1 yet, though. But, like, maybe it should be more Bloodgas. This Bloodgas is pretty nice. Ghost Vacuum. That's a decent card against us. Attack for... There's not much else to do. Okay. We have an answer to most things they could play. And it's hard for them to deal with the elf, so we're doing okay. It'd be nice if they gave me something to deal 3 damage to. Could deal 3 damage to that. That wouldn't be crazy. Or I could just Bitter Triumph it. Is this player or Planeswalker? No, just player. Oh, yeah. I think I'll still use this. They take a lot less damage if I do that, though. Oh, and they just have the vacuum anyways. So yeah, let's just do Bitter Triumph. And then I'll have to decide if I want to like Abrade that Ghost Vacuum or just attack here. I shouldn't have thought right then whether or not to use Cry because it gives it away, but whatever. Play a 3/3, get Wrath. That's not ideal. Yeah, I'm going to pass. I could still Abrade the vacuum and do the sneak ability for a Reanimate. Yeah, all right. There's not much else this Abrade is doing at the moment. Let's go ahead and destroy the vacuum. Now, when they leave up mana like this, I'm not really inclined to do this because if I hit a permanent, the Moonshadow will grow. Okay. Hit them for 5. Yeah. So yeah, like, you know, I could discard the Triposaur and play in the Cry, but they could just have removal spell for the Cry and make that play pretty bad. So I think I should just be happy enough with dealing 5 here. Sure. Take 6. I think I'm happy enough dealing 6. Why would they make that play if they didn't have another removal? I'll just deal 6. That's fine. They might be just trying to grind through the elf for a sweeper. Oh. Sure. If that's all they had, I could have done the Cry. Doesn't really matter, though. Let's see. They do have Tragedy Feaster. Okay, and they do have a cover-up. Yeah. Tough matchup. They just have all the answers they need. And their deck is mostly just a pile of removal. So, it's going to be tough. Hopefully we can peel something good here. I wish I had something that could just draw cards. Thought I could draw. I wonder if I could play something in my deck that did that. Not sure. Okay. It's not a good draw. I mean, there's worlds in which they just can't answer this. This only chump blocks it. Although, if they have this plus removal spell, that'll kill it. 6/6. Yeah. See if I can peel. No. Boy, this deck has not come through when I've needed it to. Let's pass one more turn here. If I draw a monument next turn, I should still be able to win because they're only going to go up to 5. And I've got 4 monuments, so 1 in 11 chance here. Not great. And okay, so now they're going up to 7. All right. We'll pass the turn again. If I draw a monument, I might still be able to win because I could draw a card and discard. And I could draw into something that would defeat them potentially. Yeah, so I go to 11. So I can't quite attack yet. They're at 7. All right, come on, monument. All right. I think that's going to be it. 9. I guess 9's not that much different than 7. Sure. I could draw monument into monument. And that would win. Like, play monument. Discard, draw monument, play, discard, lose 6, pass turn, lose 6. But this is the last turn because they've attacked me finally. And now, you know, our odds are like 1 in 100 rather than 1 in 10. Warlock. Okay. Good games. Did I have fun? We'll skip that. Okay. One more match here versus Peter Hamster. See if we can win one. I will be mulliganing this. Sounds good. I think I'm going to count on the Overlord for my interaction since I'm going first. And Burst Lightning is otherwise low impact. There's decks where it doesn't do anything against. And since I'm on a mulligan, I want to make sure my cards do as much as they can. So, Peter Hamsters, what are you up to? You got Eternal... Or you got the Wanderer Sleeves. Could be anything. Gene. Okay. Let's go ahead and attack. And pass. And the next turn, we could do the Kivney thing. So I think this is better than Fear of Missing Out in this spot. Again, this is kind of that's kind of the spot that Fear of Missing Out would be in the deck if it was. I don't have a lot of 3-drops, so it actually kind of makes sense to have this be kind of fill in your curve on turn 3 with another 2-drop. So we can go Academic, discard, and then when I get it back, I'm going to get 2 counters. I'm going to spread the counters out rather than just put both on the lifelink 1 in case he has removal. Discard card, no, we want to keep those, and attack for 6. So it looks like they didn't have a very good draw. They kept lands with Pollinator, which is fair, but although they didn't have anything else. Watery Grave. Not bad. Repurposing Bay. Okay. Trying a red would be good here. Although this can't block, right? Okay, well. In that case, we'll just win. Oh, we can block flyers. All right. So we don't just win. Whoops. All right. I should have played the Moon Shadow in case they had blocked my Hardened Academic. I mean, in case they had blocked this Hardened Academic. I didn't realize I could block flyers. Just saw the little no block symbol. But no big deal. So short of a sweeper, yeah, we should get them here. Okay, so creature removal probably good against them. And presumably so is artifact removal. So if I were to bring in like all these removal spells, what would I take out? I could take out like the Reanimator package maybe. Oh, I could take out the Blood Gas. Get blocked pretty easily by big green things. Bitter Triumph. Presumably that's going to be good still. Moon Shadow is only my permanents. I'm not so sure this should even be in my deck, so we'll take those out. I definitely want the stuff that removes artifacts. I mean, this is actually not great against them because they could just sacrifice like the 1-drop. I've got Seam Rep could be good. Boulder Dash and Death Flame Burst are probably the most so. So what benefits do I have for discarding this? Give a guy indestructible, get a counter, or lifelink, or monument. It's actually not, that's not that good. I don't know that I should have have those in my sideboard. It's best when you have Monument in play, but I think so far we've seen for this deck, it already performs really well when you have Monument, so I don't know that I need to be maximizing that. Yeah, let me cut one of these guys for another Seam Rip, and we'll give that a try. Okay, things I like about this hand. 3 colors, Monument. Things I don't like. I'm going second. My first play is on turn 3. Things I like. If I draw any way to discard a card, then on turn 4 I have a Valgavoth. I'm going to keep. I think that's enough positives that I'll keep. I do have a lot of ways to discard cards. Another downside is our mana creature deck on the play, so they're going to be uniquely fast. I don't know. Pretty close. We'll see. All right. Come on, 2-drop. Nope. I'm going to play this starting sim now because otherwise I won't be able to have a land. Well, this can always come into play and tap. This only comes into play tapped the first 3 turns. And if I have this on my hand on turn 4, then I can't play it. Untapped. Anyways. Crouching Relics. Okay. Their deck's pretty sweet. They're cooking. Bitter Triumph. All right. That'll work. So, I mean, at this point, do I care about a Gene Pollinator enough to kill it? You know, I could also play Monument, but I think I should just prioritize getting Valgavoth into play next turn. And then I have to decide if I think they might play a creature. I'd rather Bitter Triumph. I mean, there's got a good chance, right? I haven't seen much of their deck, so maybe not. But, like, if they were to have that Warp artifact creature again, a number of other things I could imagine them having, I'd rather kill that. Boom Mobile. Enters at format of any one color. Spend this spin only to activate abilities. Deals X damage to any target, put a plus counter on this vehicle. Huh. Okay. I think that deserves a nice. And a sharing tea with fascinating strangers, one of life's true delights. So you've got a 6/6 crew 2. That's all they're doing. All right. Well, I'm going to make the miraculous play of destroying your Gene Pollinator. That's what I got. And I will reanimate Valgavoth. So far, I think Knights of the Round would be better than Valgavoth against all of my opponents. Like, this opponent just has things to sack. My last opponent had a sweeper that Knights of the Round would have beaten. You know, Valgavoth, in my mind, is better against, like, Mono Green and Prowess, probably. And those are, like, the best decks in the format. So it's possible I should ignore this other stuff kind of as noise. But, like, Valgavoth also would have been a lot worse against the Blue-Black Demon deck. So, I mean, that's a lot of stuff that it'd be worse against. But, all right. Attack. Sure, I'll play around a Quench style effect. And take something. Cast with Valgavoth, potentially. All lands. Yeah, I feel you, bud. I feel you. I should maybe have... Yeah, I'm going to kill their Pollinator, actually. If I would have killed it during my main phase, I could have played it, but it doesn't matter too much. I just want to have it be gone. That way they can't give me mana with it, and then it reduces the amount of permanents they have, so if they draw a removal spell for Valgavoth. But yeah, it is interesting. I mean, it's not like Knights Around would be bad if it was in play versus Prowess or Mono Green. Against Prowess, it might do something. Or it might not do enough because they could have a Slick Shot show off. So let's go back to our deck. And I think that's the only change I want to make so far. Oh, that and potentially cut Moonshadow. It was like kind of okay. But I think overall I don't feel it enough. So I'm going to cut Valgavoth for a Knight of Round. I think I'm going to cut Moonshadow, probably just for the more blood gas. And I think I'm going to cut one of these since they're legendary for a fear of missing out. And then in the sideboard, I didn't really like Death Flame Burst. I think I overestimated what my discard capabilities were, so I have to decide on another sideboard card. I kind of have enough stuff to boarding creature removal, I think. So I mainly want and I have Thoughtstar Warlock and Duress. I wouldn't mind some more permanents that are better against sweepers. Like maybe a Planeswalker or an enchantment in my colors, that would be strong. To take a look here. Good against sweepers, and then also dodges. Graveyard Hate is kind of what I'm looking for. Elspeth is good, but it's expensive and double white. I probably don't want that. I want like a Ral type card, but that's in my colors. Obsessive Pursuit. What does this do? Enters in the beginning of your upkeep, you lose a life. This probably fits the bill, honestly. Just keeps me a string of cards going. Yeah, let's do one of those. And then maybe is there like a Planeswalker? Ral. I could try a Ral. This is like kind of a grindy card I can bring in against those decks with a lot of removal. Yeah, that seems great, actually. Let's do 2 Rals. 2 Rals, Thoughtsucker. I'm kind of bringing in a lot of 3s, I guess. All right, 1 Ral, 1 Obsessive Pursuit. Yeah. I think that's going to be all for the video. I will try maybe a game or 2 with this. As if it changed it, this is how I'd recommend if you're going to try this deck. Start from here. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm going to move on to some other decks probably before I come back to this, but that's just the nature of a new set. Overall, this deck performed fairly well. I mean, Monument plus discard spells are pretty good. We had a few really good turns with Hardened Academic and Karai. Unfortunately, that got answered, although, like I said, if I had maybe some better reanimation targets, I would have won. I will say, in the first match against Blue-Black, I felt like I got pretty unlucky, and under most circumstances, that seemed like a good matchup. But against Green-Black, I did not get that unlucky, and I lost pretty badly, so that's not a great sign. I'm sure there's things you could do to improve that matchup. And that was just a first draft of my deck, so yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.